This podcast is brought to you by Tri-County Speaks, serving survivors of sexual assault in Berkeley, Charleston, and Dorchester counties.
Hi, my name is Sharon Morant Garland, and I am the Dorchester County Advocate for Tri-County Speaks. I am so happy to know that you have taken the time out of your day to sit with me for a while. Today we are going to talk about mindfulness, and I'm also going to provide you with a mindfulness skill that you can use at any time. First of all, let's define mindfulness. Mindfulness, simply put, is being actively aware. It is the ability to live in the present moment without distracting thoughts or judgments about the past or the future. Basically, it is focusing on the right now, in the moment. Being mindful allows you to focus on the now, no matter what is going on. It allows you to stay in the moment. Mindfulness is not just looking, it's really seeing. When I say really seeing, for example, when you look at this flower, you would say, oh, I see a purple orchid. When you really are seeing this flower, you would say, I see a purple orchid with some lavender in it. It has a green support stem to give it stability. It also has some twist ties to hold it in place. It has some long leaves. It has some short leaves. It has some outside rooting. It is based in a beige and I should say off-white flower pot. So there's more to looking at this orchid. You can actually see it, and when you see it, you see everything about it. That's being mindful. Okay, so let's do this exercise. It's called 5 senses. It will allow you to be mindful and to practice it quickly, nearly in any situation. First of all, you can decide if you're going to be in a room, or you may be in your car, or you may be in your office. You may be anywhere, and you can practice this mindfulness skill. The first thing I would like for you to do is notice 5 things that you can see. I mean, really notice, and you hear me say the word see, just as we saw the flower. I want you to actually see these things. Think about and look at things that you don't normally practice seeing or noticing. For instance, like a shadow or a crack in the ceiling or a crack on the flooring. Just notice these things. Just really see it. See 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job. Second thing I would like for you to understand about the 5 senses is to feel. And when I say feeling, I want you to bring your awareness to 4 things that you are currently feeling. Like, for instance, the texture of my blouse. I can feel it. It feels smooth and it feels silky. Or I can feel the breeze on my face because the wind is blowing. Or the smooth surface on top of the bench that I am sitting on. So those are things that you actually feel. You can really feel them. And the third of the 5 senses is to hear. Take a moment to listen and just notice 3 things that you can hear. For instance, I can hear the birds chirping because I'm outside. I can also hear a saw or a lawnmower that's being used by a neighbor because I'm outside. So just take the time to actually hear and describe what you're hearing and compare it to what you're actually hearing. And the 4th thing would be 2 things that you can smell. Bring your awareness to smell. Things that you normally filter out. I want you to have pleasure with smelling them. Okay, for instance, you may smell some cologne, or I may smell, because I'm outside, the jasmine star plant that has a very refreshing smell. Or I may also just smell my own perfume that I'm wearing. Or I may have a smell of the breakfast that I ate earlier this morning, as well as the pine tree that I am sitting under. So just take the time to actually smell. And then the next sense is taste. That's one of my favorite because I love eating and chewing and tasting. So oftentimes I'm very mindful when I taste because I try to identify the texture of my food in my mouth, the smell of my food, and I actually chew it, and the texture allows me to know what it is and how hard I should be pressing to chew. So sometimes we have to take the time to actually taste and enjoy our food. Once again, I've shared with you an exercise called the 5 senses, which can easily be utilized at any time. Some of the times that you could use this exercise is like you're waiting outside of an office and you're really nervous because you have to take care of business, or you're having the interview for the job of your choosing and you're very excited, but yet you're feeling really anxious. You're feeling nervous and discombobulated, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, let me do my 5 senses so I can refocus and just focus on the job and not think about the what if or what should happen or what could happen, and just stay in this present moment and supply them with the information that they need for this perfect interview that I want to give to them. So then you can use these 5 senses. Or you could be sitting in traffic and begin to feel road rage, and it's like, okay, let me calm myself down because I'm getting all emotional and upset about how other people are driving. So I'm going to use my 5 senses to refocus and to stay within the present moment. So much for that. And once again, I would like to thank you for taking this time out of your busy day to listen to me and to work with me on improving your mindfulness skills.